to Unsigned 518. I'm here with Super 400. How's it going?
Wonderful.
And, I said before I got recording, I was going to hit you with a piece of information that I thought you might find interesting is when I first moved to Troy in 2002, I think I used to watch you guys play pretty much every time you played. And if I had to calculate all the bands that I've seen in the world, the band that I've seen the most would be you guys.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
How many times?
I mean, it's got to be 50 or 60 anyway. When you'd play at the Ruck, like either at Super 400 or Blue Machine, I was there every time. But this was decades ago, and I was not involved in a band. I wasn't in local music. I was just like some new schlub that was in a city that had moved from Vermont. And
were you lurking in the back eating chicken wings?
Oh yeah,
okay,
definitely, yeah. I wasn't. I was I was a shy Vermont kid,
a Green Mountain boy.
Yeah,
people tell me all the time that they were at every week at the Rock.
Yeah,
I was there every week.
That was like our thing for like a really
How many years did we do that?
It had to be over 10.
I think it was.
Right.
Every week, yeah, it was
like 12 years.
If we weren't touring, we were there.
Yeah, and
we never missed a week.
We would go, like me and like all my friends. And like I ran. Do you know Bacchus Wood Fired?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was the general manager from like when they opened and for like the first 5 or 6 years. Like I lived on 2nd Street right next to Russell Sage. Like
I was just there.
2-minute walk from, the Ruck. Was buddies with Dave. And
what was your favorite pizza at Bacchus?
Probably the Ambustis.
Yeah, me too.
It was just the best, man. The black and I can vouch for, and there's a lot of places that I've worked that I'll be like, ooh, don't eat there, or whatever. But that place did it fucking right from day one.
Did you see us at Daisy Baker's?
Yes, I did see you at Daisy Baker's several times, and I also saw a post that Jim is bringing it back.
He just showed me around.
You're kidding me.
I did. No shit.
Yeah, he's opening it back.
Yeah.
Wow.
I saw a literally just like 2 or 3 days ago. I saw it. And my wife, because my wife and I, we've been married 10 years. We met at Bacchus when I hired her as a waitress. She was in physical therapy school. And that's how we met. And I was just her employer or her boss, 2 days a week or whatever, like while she was in college for years. And that before we even started dating or whatever, we've been married 10 years now. But yeah, we met at Bacchus.
Wow.
And what did you eat at the Ruck?
At the Ruck, I was always a wing guy, and it
wing
was
burger?
like
You ever get the
barbecue
wing
hot. I didn't get the wing burger.
That was my go-to. Every week I had a wing burger.
I was like such a creature of habit. It was just like half barbecue, half hot, mix it together.
I've never seen a wing burger anywhere else.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
It's great.
What was the story? One night when we played Daisy Baker's, didn't a brick fall off the?
Yeah,
the building?
during the drum solo or something, Moby Dick or something like that.
Joe's playing drums.
I remember one time I was working down at Bacchus, and one of the servers from down there had come down, and they're like, "Oh, they're all freaking out up there because there's some musician." But I don't know who it is. They pointed it out. It's just like some old guy. He was in some band called like the Velvet Underground or something, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" So I walked upstairs, and Lou Reed was sitting at the fucking table in Daisy Baker's eating dinner with his family.
Wow.
Yeah.
And everybody was gawking at them.
Well, I mean, the people that knew were, but like the 21-year-old waitress was like had no idea server from Bacchus had no idea, and I can't remember the server's name.
Tasting?
That was at Daisy Baker's forever. She was like the main.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name, but like she was the one that was
That
like.
place was great. I'm
They
glad
can't-
it's
yeah.
coming back.
He can't do shows, unfortunately.
Oh, he can't
No,
do shows?
yeah, because there's like people in the
People live
building
upstairs. He can't
yeah.
do shows.
People live in that building now?
Upstairs.
Yeah, they like turned it into
It's
all,
apartments
like
upstairs,
apartments
so
and
he's-
shit.
he's got, like,
the
a
whole
noise
building
issues.
is fucking different. It used to be like businesses, and
Right.
we used to get away with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Like we used to just openly smoke weed in the office day or night,
Yeah.
like it didn't matter if it wafted anywhere. It was like, Jim owns the building. What are you gonna do?
Since he sold the building,
but then they sold
Now
the
he
building,
just-
and
he just
then
leases
all
it.
these like rules.
It's strictly dining.
Yeah.
Well, he
No
like
acoustic music.
Maybe acoustic.
maybe, yeah,
Man,
but
it just doesn't seem. I don't know the space.
It's a little different. Like that divider is gone, and now there's like these like half circle booths where the divider used to be facing into. It's gonna be nice. This is gonna be a different thing.
Okay.
yeah, I'm sure it'll be nice.
Are the
It'll be
organ
cool.
pipes still on the
Yeah.
wall?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, he would never get rid of those. Like, those
One of
are
those
great.
fell when we were playing.
Yeah. One fell off. Was it with Mike, right?
Yeah.
With Mike Awanos?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just like
I
we were playing
remember
with
Mike Moose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I figured and I've been waiting. I was like, I'm just gonna start the episode, and I'm not gonna tell him until I hit record that like I've seen you guys play literally, and I've seen bands played 10, 15, 20 times or whatever, but not sometimes multiple times in a week for years and years and years.
But where else?
Like Ale House, Rock, Daisy Baker's, like that little, because again, I used to work at Holmes and Watson, and then at Bacchus. But yeah, we used to,
Rockin' on the
basically
River?
anywhere that I could walk
Rockin'
to.
on the River,
Rocking
yeah.
on the River for sure.
Yeah.
Anywhere I could walk to, I would see you guys, because when I moved to Troy, I didn't have a car.
Revolution Hall.
Oh yeah, Rev Hall, definitely, for sure.
We just watched part of a video. I don't know who made it. It's a pretty cool video from '08.
Yeah. With multi-camera shots.
Oh,
Yeah,
no way.
Yeah.
it's really cool. We were doing a lot of touring at that point, and there was a band called Rose Hill Drive from Boulder, Colorado, who became close friends to ours, and they're one of the best live bands we've ever seen. And we just picked up on a lot of their energy, and we were super inspired. So at that time, our jams were very aggressive.
Nice.
So
I
the
love
footage
that.
of that Rev Hall show was pretty
Rev
cool.
Hall.
It was fun
Yeah,
to
that
watch
was
it.
like I saw shows at Rev Hall before I moved to Troy, because it was like when I was in the transitional, like
It's like 4 or 5 nights a week.
Yeah, and
5, 6
that was
nights.
like the main reason like I love Troy to this day is that there was so much to do that I could walk to. I grew up in fucking Vermont. Like I couldn't go get a cup of coffee without getting in a car and driving for 7 or 8 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, so
Right.
to be able to be like, wow, all this shit was like,
Yeah.
But I was lurking in the shadows, as it were.
Fellow Green Mountain boy made the record cover. Michael Oatman,
Oh, nice.
also a Vermonter, now a Trojan.
Yeah.
For a long time, yeah.
Transplant. Yeah, a long time.
Well, yeah, now I live out in the sticks of Schuylerville, but but still. I've been over here 21 years, 22 years or whatever. I'm never going back to Vermont. Hell no. But anyway, now that we got that out of the way for an 8-minute rant, not rant, but 8-minute tangent, I want to start, I guess, talk how the band... Not necessarily go back to day one, but just kind of start the conversation of the music when you kind of knew that this was it forever. You know what I mean? Because a lot of bands, when they get together, know we're just hanging out for a little bit, and so I guess it kind of tell the story of Super 400 how you want to, or at least get the conversation started before we go off on other tangents, because tangents is what makes it fun.
And it kind of starts from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
That's where it started, and it was kind of it's been the same since, pretty much.
So it was just you immediately were musically locked in, and is that a comfort thing? What made it so different than who other people that you jammed with that you knew, or maybe not even knew, that made you want to go to a second practice and a third practice and a fourth gig and
I knew that I wanted to play with these guys before I ever played with them.
Nice.
I saw them play, and that was enough for me.
And you two were already playing together?
Yeah, and we had some friends who were trying to fill in on the bass, and then, then Lori kind of appeared.
Joe and I had been playing together since we were in high school.
Oh, okay.
So we were already writing songs and stuff when we were in high school and
Delivering pizzas
jamming in his garage, and his parents were tolerating it.
upstairs
And then, fast forward, we moved to New York. Joe has two older brothers. Frank, his oldest brother, has since passed away. But Frank and Jack were great musicians, both of them. They moved to New York, and we followed them there. And we were looking to start a band with the songs that we had been writing, starting in high school, looking for a singer and a bass player. And then I ended up getting stuck singing, which I didn't want to do that. But
reluctant.
I wanted to just play guitar, but I got stuck singing because we couldn't find anybody that really fit the vibe of the material, and just that's how it happened. And then we ended up, moving to Woodstock and starting a band, and then we moved back home, and we had some, fill-in bass players here and there, and then we met Lori, and it was pretty obvious from the first time she came over that we were a band. We didn't really know what to expect, but she came over and plugged in, and we started jamming, and it was instant. We didn't really talk about what we were going to play, or it wasn't a song. We just started jamming, and it went on for about 45 minutes of just straight playing, just going through all the dynamics, up and down, loud, quiet, and fast, slow, and everything. And
It's the only time we played on that stage, I think. Remember there was like a stage in our apartment? There was like a little stage over to one end of the apartment. It was a giant loft that we rented. We like renovated it, put up walls, and it was like a little stage. And then we spent all this time working on the apartment. Lori showed up. We played, and then the guy from downstairs came up and like started screaming at us. So we had to move everything to the back of the building.
Yes.
It missed a bunch of like.
Because there was no one living up or down from the back of the building.
Right.
Right. So
Yeah.
we thought we could get away with that for a while.
Right, so we did, but we had this stage set up right in the apartment, and the guy below us was like, I was like, what do you think we were going to be doing up here?
Building a fucking stage,
Seems like we've had a string of Troy landlords that thought it was a great idea to have a rock band
Right, at first.
until we moved in.
Right.
then they found out otherwise.
Yeah, the guy talked us out of like a great space to move into his space, and then he yelled at us. His wife yelled at us because like the first day we started playing.
Well, it was kind of an egregious violation, though. Your brother Jack was over recording us, and and he put my amp out in the back hallway, and it was cranked to the max, and it was like blowing right up the stairs, and they came down like with their hair on fire.
That's when Bone was there.
Yeah.
Now, so
about that?
Lori,
But we already had gigs at that time. Anyways, we already had gigs, and so Lori just jumped right in, and her first gig was probably like a week or two after that first jam.
It was 1 week, and you said, I remember it was at the QE2. It was 1 week later, and we were standing outside.
No, but wait, though. When you tell this story, wait. We had two, let me up front say, there was 2 gigs that weekend. Mm-hmm. And, okay, now say what you're going to say.
We were standing outside the QE2 smoking cigarettes, and I'm nervous because...
This is before the show or after?
It's before the show, because Frank is standing out there on the sidewalk, which instantly made me very nervous.
My brother Frank?
Your brother Frank. Because Frank was the coolest guy we knew. And if he was there, it's like, you better come correct if he's there. So I'm nervous, and Kenny comes over to me, and he puts his hand on my shoulder, and he says, listen, don't worry about it. If you make any mistakes tonight, you get one more shot at it.
And what I meant was, because we got 2 gigs this weekend.
You got
a weekend. Like tomorrow,
tomorrow's already happening, whether you fuck up tonight or not.
Tonight's a rehearsal for tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's your first gig. Don't worry about it. But she took it to mean like, if you mess up tomorrow, like you're out, which I did not mean.
Continue the search for another bass player. Yeah.
It's so funny because it was 30 years ago, and so much of like the first couple of years we were together is such a blur for me, but you remember certain things.
Right. And when you joined because this is just like my own personal curiosity, because like I'm a bass player and I'm enamored with your playing. Like I watch all the Family Tree videos all the time, and I'm like, was bass something that was that your first instrument, or was it something that you learned to be like, hey, you need a bass player off it? Like, how ingrained is bass playing into you? Like,
It wasn't my first instrument, but I think that I was just looking for it all along.
okay.
So, yeah, I asked my parents if I could take piano lessons when I was a kid because that was, I was really young, like 6. And so I did that for a while. And I liked it, but I couldn't really feel it too much. It wasn't the ultimate thing for me.
Right.
So then I asked for a guitar, and my uncle gave me his acoustic guitar. So I think I took 3 guitar lessons. And then I started listening to Duran Duran.
Oh, nice.
And that was it. It had to
I
be
used to
bass
fucking
after
love
that.
Duran.
Never looked back.
Wow. All
Had to
right.
be.
Who was the bass player? Was it John Taylor?
John Taylor.
Yeah. And there was 3 dudes named Taylor and Duran Duran, and
Andy
none of
Taylor,
them are related.
Roger Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love Duran Duran.
Incredible band.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. So and you just had. I mean, your playing again is. I don't know. I'm someone who like came into bass late in life, like as an acoustic guitar. Like acoustic guitar was my main instrument, so like I'm now learning the technique, or I'm more learning the note, but I still don't have any kind of finger dexterity. Like I use a pick for everything, and I try to like, because I was like, oh, I used to play the drums, I can get that rhythm, but I can't. Like I can't. It's frustrating.
Playing with a pick is cool. If that's your thing, stick with it.
Some
is
dudes
my
play
thing.
exclusively with picks, right?
Totally.
Yeah, me. Yeah. Although I do play with a very thin pick. I play with a pick that's sometimes even would be too thin for an acoustic.
With thin strings, what gauge strings are you using?
I have no idea. They're bright neon orange. That's all I know.
So are they not? Are they not steel?
Yeah, they are. They're just paint. They're painted like they're like a orange neon paint on them. They actually sound fantastic.
Well, orange is your trademark, right?
Orange is, yeah.
Okay,
I'm moving away from it, but I still love the color. But I'm not wearing the orange hat anymore because I fucking hate that hat. Did I just say that on the record? I did just say that on the. I used to wear an orange pork pie hat to like get noticed. And now I'm like, all right, I've been noticed enough.
That's your brand.
Yeah, it's still my brand. It's like my logo and shit, but I don't actually wear the hat out.
And how are people going to find you in a crowded
They're
place?
not. That's
Is it in the car just in case you got to?
No, no, no. That's the point. They're not going to find me. And
like a
yeah.
Superman situation. Like going to the phone booth.
Dude, I mean,
Oh, no,
I
I know who you
fucking
are.
did that like one time. I was at a show at, I think it was like Empire Underground. I was there and there was like a bunch of people, a bunch of friends there, and I was covering it, and I like had the hat on or whatever, and I wanted to leave, and my buddy was like, "How the fuck are you going to get out of here without saying goodbye to anybody?" And I just took the hat off and shoved it under my shirt and fucking walked out, and nobody even said a thing.
Felt pretty good,
It
didn't
did
it?
feel pretty good, and that's when I was like,
It's like Irish goodbye.
"Oh yeah, yeah," and I was like,
I love
"Oh."
the sneak out.
The Irish
Me too.
goodbyes.
I'm pretty good at it too.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm Irish on both sides of the family, so maybe that's the reason. But I'm good at the sneak
Put your
out.
head down and go straight through the crowd.
Someone started to say goodbye.
I used to when like back in the day, my move was I would always leave my pack of cigarettes in the car. You know, like I'd be like, "I'll be right back. I left my pack of cigarettes in the car," and no one's like, "No, you didn't." You know, they're like, "Oh yeah, I get it."
You look at your
And
phone
I'd
and you go, I
"Fucking
gotta
walk out to
this.
the car and drive away."
Cigarettes are like $50 a pack, so no one's going to offer you one.
Well, this was back. I haven't smoked a cigarette in 23 years, so this is going way back.
You still use the excuse.
I can say, yeah, I should still do that. Be like, I left my cigarettes in the 80s. Yeah. So, all right, now we could mull around in like the early years, but like I kind of want to bounce forward, I guess, because this is the 30th year.
Yeah.
30th anniversary. So what if we went to like 20 years back? What if we like picked up the story in like 2005 when I used to watch you guys play 3 times a week? And
Fast forwarding on, we got a major label record deal, and we put an album out, and then the label was bought by another label, and then we were on our own independent again, starting over. And then around that time period, we made 2 records with Joe's brother Jack Daly. We made in the early 2000s there, like what, 2004, 2003?
Yeah, because we were
3 or 4.
working on a live at five Live 05, I'm sorry. While we were doing Blast.
Blast the Message. Okay. Yeah. So
Right.
yeah. So
You were working on the artwork while we were recording it. So it was all around the same time.
so yeah, we made Blast the Message, and then we made Three and the Beast with Jack recording and producing in New Jersey, and we recorded some of the stuff up here and some of the stuff at his house. And
When
that
Three and the Beast came out, that's when we met Rose McGaffey and went to Europe for the first time.
right. So then right around there, we were playing with Mike Ferris too, right? Mike Ferris is a really amazing soul singer, and around that time we were trying to get gigs in New York. We ended up opening for his band Peaceful Knievel, which was an all-star band that had him and guys from the Black Crowes,
Charlie
and
Drayton.
Charlie Drayton on the drums, and Andy Hess on the bass, and Audley Freed from Cry of Love.
It was a packed show.
And they were amazing. George Lax from Lenny Kravitz's band, who played on both of those records that we did with Jack on keys, and then we ended up taking their place with Mike. So the three of us ended up backing up Mike because he had this all-star band that was kind of all over the place as far as availability, and his manager after the show called us and asked us if we would play with him in their place, and we said, yeah, great, because Mike is an amazing singer. So we did that for a couple of years, and we were also playing, at home, and we were touring. We were going around touring. So Mike's manager, Rose McGaffey, was great. She was, opened some doors for us. She got us a gig in Spain at the Esquina Rock Festival, which was really a high-profile, huge. They have all really big name bands, and they'll have one unknown band every year. And for that year, it was us. The headliner was Tool.
Oh, no way.
MC5 was on the bill. And, just all these bands that you would know, and then us. We were the one. And when it went over big, it went over great. And then we ended up getting a booking agency in Europe from that. So we started touring there. And we were touring, here in the States too, out to Colorado and back, and, Midwest, kind of up and down the coast kind of stuff. And whenever we were home, we were playing the Ruck every single week. So that's where we were kind of just, keeping loose, keeping our chops together and keeping that sort of energy going. It was great. It was great for Dave to have us week after week for 10 years. It was really amazing. Right in the heart of Troy and Wing Burgers. And
I wish I knew exactly how long, but
it was 12, 13 years. It was a long time. Yeah. Anybody else have anything to add to that?
You know what's cool about that? You were mentioning like we were the unknown band, and I feel like they saw those people in Spain would see the lineup, and they would do their homework,
right?
Who was playing,
yeah,
right?
Because they all knew the lyrics before we even our first time playing there, and
no way.
They were in the front singing along,
Singing in the English.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. If
they're who's playing? So
if it was an unknown band from another country, and these are fucking fans, I would do the same thing if I was a band I've never heard of that was coming from Germany or whatever, and I was going to this, I'd be like, fuck it, I'm going to look at
the highlight of the year. That festival was the biggest one in Spain.
Oh, it's
right?
huge. It's huge. It's a really great festival. And they still do it.
Yeah, they still have huge lineups, right?
Yeah.
Now, how does it work? I mean, we don't have to get too detailed, but when you do a tour, overseas in Europe, through a booking agent, how, what kind of experience is that? How much control over the whole experience do you have? None. So they're you go here at this time, you got to be here at this time, or do they? Is there do you have drivers? People pick you up and shit.
The tours that we did, we always had representation, so we had a label or a manager or someone that handled all the details that you would think of. The tours that we did there was also a language barrier,
right?
A bit, so you're really reliant on your driver. And in all the cases that we were there, our driver was able to communicate in every country we were in. So
the one Carmen, she spoke 4 languages, right?
So it was Belgium, Switzerland, Holland, Germany, Italy,
Spain,
France, Spain. Where else? Is that about it?
Covers it, yeah.
And what's it like
Austria.
dealing with international fans? Where you cannot communicate with with language. What's that like?
You're communicating with the best language.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but I meant more like not necessarily like from a stage to an audience perspective, but I meant more like at the merch table.
People
like
are just wearing their hearts on their sleeves over there. I was looking at some video of us playing there the other day, and it's just striking because people are standing as close as they can get to the music, and they're using their whole bodies
right.
to react to the sound, whereas more in the States, like there's that little bit of a barrier, right?
Which one did you watch?
I watched a little bit from the Eldorado.
Oh.
Eldorado's in the north of Spain, and it is a private club, which means they can do whatever they want. So there's no rules, there's no time limit, there's no nothing.
It's like a warehouse district, so there's no...
It's like in the middle of a warehouse. So you go there, and it's a big place. It's got an upstairs and a downstairs, kind of like what Rev Hall was like, but longer, like a long kind of rectangle. And they are partying like hard in there. They can smoke. They're doing whatever they want to do. And the stage is in the back, and behind the stage is the backstage, and there's no way out from the backstage. Like you can only get onto the stage from the backstage. There's no exit out there. So we would play there for like 2 hours straight, and then, finale, whatever, get off the stage, and everybody there is like soccer, like they're stomping their feet.
One more song.
Super 400, Super 400. And we're in the back like, what do we have left? And we go and play a couple more songs and then go back in the back again, and they'd start up again. And there's no way out. There's no way out. So you just sit there, and you can run out of tunes, and you're just
wait
like,
for the DJ to start.
Right.
But it's amazing. I mean, they're incredible. I mean, especially in Spain, because we did that big festival. It opened that up for us, and the Spanish fans are so intensely into rock and roll. I mean, it's way different experience than touring in the States. So that was really, really fun. So we're looking forward to going back there, and it looks like we're going to go next year right at this time.
Oh,
we're going to
nice.
go
Awesome.
like a week from today next year.
Oh, wow. Lori's showing me a picture. But wow.
Is that the Eldorado?
That looks fucking sick.
It's great.
That picture from the festival is really great, too.
That's awesome. Well, I think maybe we should take a pause and listen to a Super 400 song. And before we got started, we were saying we were going to maybe listen to something from earlier in the catalog and then something from the new stuff.
We can listen to a song that is a favorite of a lot of people's live when we play it, and it's from the time period that we're talking about, from the Blast the Message record, and it's called Greengrass End.
Okay, cool. Well, let's listen to Greengrass End, Super 400, and then we'll be right back.
Just what's on your mind, my blue little girl? Have you been worn down by what you must prove? And how did you find out it wasn't just you? You should not lose. So many things you never knew. It all will break in spite of you, but it won't last. I lay in the grass, I feel so free. It's just a dream, but so real. Yeah. Well, there's a quiet song on my stereo, and it doesn't make me feel like 3 years ago. Well, there's only so much love you can squeeze from one song. I never felt so free and true. Must be something just you can do. Only time has passed. I never look the other way. I'll be the path one of these days. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a green grass end to a cruel cold day. It's a green grass end to just what's on your mind, my blue little girl. Have you been worn down by what you must prove? And how did you find out it wasn't just you? You should not lose so many things you never knew. It all will break in spite of you, but it won't last. I never look the other way. I'll read a path one of these days. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's a green grass end to a cruel cold day. It's a green grass end to a cruel cold day. Yeah. It's a green grass. Well, it's a green grass. Well, it's a green grass. Well, it's a green grass end. Yeah. I hear your voice. It's all I have. I can feel your power. It's alright. Yeah. I can hear your voice. It's all I have. If I can feel your power, it's alright. Yeah. It's a green grass to a cruel cold day. It's a green grass to a cruel cold day.
All right, that was Green Grass End, Super 400. And we were talking a little bit while the song was playing that, like, from that time period, there was so much that happened that it's almost like you can't even talk about one aspect of it without the other, and it would take a really long time. Like you just said, Laura, you're like, we could talk about it for another hour leading up to like the COVID era. So I guess we'll just kind of start in the COVID era. So let's fast forward again to around 2020 or so, and kind of see what was happening with Super 400 then.
I don't remember what was happening before COVID so much.
None of us do.
Yeah. There's a memory thing
Yeah.
before COVID.
All I know is that I work at a bar, and it was about to be St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, and we closed, and we were closed for like 6 months,
Right.
and everything just shut down.
Yeah. So Kenny and I have a music school downtown called the Troy Music Academy. And there was like rumblings about this virus, and we thought, and places were starting to close. And then it became obvious that right away, all of our teachers needed to start taking their lessons online. So we learned about Zoom.
And did that, I mean, not to branch off, but like, is that something that like stuck around the online or?
The online music lessons?
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, when we reopened for in-person lessons, maybe a year or so later, not a majority, but a good number of the students decided they liked the convenience of Zoom so much that, no, that's okay. I'm going to stick with this.
I
don't
always
have
thought
to
that
look
was
for
interesting.
parking. I don't have to leave my house or get dressed.
And you still do some, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have Zoom students, and Kenny does too.
Yeah, and it's funny how like the adaptation to something you could be like, oh well, this is actually, and I wouldn't want to. And I was talking with again branching off, but Ryder Cooley of Dust Bowl Fairies, and she was saying how like their show at Cafe Lena is live with an audience, but they're also offering tickets to a live stream, and I think having that both is great. I wouldn't want to see in-person stuff go away by any stretch of the imagination, but I love the hybrid.
Yeah, it's
So,
cool if the show sells out.
Yeah, yeah. Or, someone's 600 miles away or whatever and still wants to catch a show like that. It's cool. And as the online lesson, do you still just focus locally with Troy Music Academy, or if someone from wherever wanted
Yeah,
to?
we have
That's awesome.
students all over the place.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's really cool. So as a band, like once things started shutting down and it was like, because it was fucking immediate. I remember, like, you were saying, it was like,
Yeah.
oh, we're just gonna chill for a second, and then everything was gone. Like, how did that affect the band, like, immediately?
What happened with us was we were starting to get together with friends and go for walks. Go for walks outside, and take a walk on a trail or something like that. And Joe would come over and we would go for a walk. Just to hang out with each other, like outside. You were afraid to be inside with anybody, but we were like a little bubble, where we could hang out. And so we would go for a walk, and then we would come back and jam. And it was really nice because we were just kind of learning how to record ourselves in the house with our own equipment. We had never done that before. We'd always gone to studios and had engineers and sometimes producers and, record labels and all that kind of stuff. We had never really recorded ourselves successfully because we didn't know how to.
Right.
So we were fooling around with that and we were just sort of testing that out. So we would go for a walk, come back and just play whatever came to mind, just like we did in the old days. This was the first time we got together. We just started playing,
Right.
just play, just whatever. We wouldn't even talk about it. Same thing that you would see at the Rock week after week. We would just be making it up. And a lot of times those things go into the song, or something will happen, some riff or something will happen, or some little feel or something, and that'll start becoming a song. So that was happening. We would just like go for a walk, come back and record it, and then I would take it and like make a little mix of it and send it to everybody, and we'd all just have it and be like, oh, that was cool. And then we'd do it again a couple of days later, a week later, get together, go for a walk, come back, jam for a while. I'd take the best little piece of it and send it to everybody. And those ended up being the songs that we started releasing from home for the first time on our own, doing things a different way, just releasing singles. Like write a song, record it, put it out.
Right.
Write a song, record it, put it out. Just, here and there as we could. And that's how this record came about, from just gradually like building up enough songs to the point where we're like, hey, we need like 3 more to make a vinyl. So let's
And how was it like,
crush it out.
Being in a band that tours and, plays out constantly, and that's obviously you approach you approach things differently. Like when you don't have that pressure of, not only do you not have anything scheduled, but you're like, there's no place to fucking play, like when that's taken away, what did that do to like your freedom of creativity, I guess, to not have to worry about, having your chops ready for a live performance, when you can just be like, all right, well, now we're just making you almost kind of making music for yourself, I guess. Like,
Yeah. Well, there's no deadline.
Yeah.
So that's a positive, but it's also kind of a negative because you feel like you're floating somewhat, because there wasn't a thing where it was like, live music will resume in 4
Right.
months. No one knew. So I think probably a lot of creative people took the opportunity. I'm going to take a picture of my dog with you. My dog is crawling all over you.
you can jump up. I'm fine with it. He's like Calvin. Oh, hi.
This is very cute.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm gonna get in trouble when I get home because Calvin's gonna be like, "Yeah, what the fuck?"
He's like,
He's
I'm going to be getting some kisses.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
It's like, you leave me home alone in the middle of the day, and then come back and.
gotta get to know him a lot.
Hi, bud. So yeah, not having that deadline, but you're right. It's I don't know. It's just weird that almost like too much freedom can be a detriment. You know what I mean? Because if you don't, like, a deadline is, or at least myself, is what keeps me moving. You know what I mean? If you have a deadline, well, you're like, well, shit, I can't stop. I got to keep going. But if that deadline's taken away, I would be very scared that I wouldn't have that output like I'd be. So I don't know. I guess it's cool that you took it and turned it into something really positive. Whereas like, I mean, I was in a musical outfit during COVID, but we were an acoustic duo and whatever, and like, my band kind of started post COVID, but I think it fucked a lot of people up.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like a reset, I think.
Yeah,
for us.
but for you guys.
I think so.
Yeah,
we just kind of like, it was all stripped down, and then we just started jamming again without any kind of pressure, or,
right.
And
how was that, like, then having control over even the recording? Like, did that change how the songs were written, like, without anybody telling you no, or maybe try it this way instead? Like,
yeah, I think this record is different. I mean, it sounds different than anything else we've done, right? It's like we kind of just did what we felt like doing.
One of the big things that made it different was that we mixed it ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And is that the first time?
It's the first time we've mixed an album.
Wow.
Yeah, and we did it together. The three of us would get together every day that we could. And speaking of deadlines, we knew that we needed one to get it done. So talked with Greg Bell and asked him about doing a 30th anniversary show, and we picked a date and we said, okay, there's our deadline. We need to get, especially for vinyl, because it takes 6 weeks
right
generally for vinyl. So we knew the package had to be done, and with the artwork alone, formatting an artwork for vinyl and then CD, it takes a little while. It takes some doing.
For sure. Now, we didn't even talk about whether we would talk about the show, but I think since you bring it up, we should. So tell everybody about the show.
Yeah, the Cohoes Music Hall is a magical place. If you're curious and you've never been there, check it out. And February 28th would be the perfect time to go, because it's our 30th anniversary show. It's our album release party. Tickets are on sale now at thecohoesmusichall.org. And all the seats are the same price. So you can rock out on the floor level, standing room, or you can get a seat.
And you said 28th?
Yeah, February 28th.
Yeah, then I'll release this on Tuesday the 24th, so that I can put the link in, so that if people are listening to this, like, they can still get tickets. Cause,
great.
I'm glad I made a note of that, so that I didn't release it in March and go, oh yeah, that show that happened a couple weeks ago. Yeah, so if you're listening to this as this episode airs, you can still get tickets. So, and is it just you got? How long are you playing for?
We're having our friends from Saratoga. They're a duo called Drank the Gold.
Oh yeah, and James and Una.
Yeah. They're going to open the show and get everybody happy with their truth. They're amazing players and singers.
Yeah. They are great. They gave me one of the coolest moments when they came up to my place and recorded an episode, and they did a live jig in the studio, and I like left them alone and went out in the living room and was out there smoking a joint, just like, there's some really fucking dope music coming out of my garage right now, And it was like one of those moments where I was like, my life's kind of cool sometimes, having a Drank the Gold give me a private performance at the house. So. Anyway, yeah, that's going to be cool. So February 28th, that's a Saturday, if my aging eyes don't deceive me as I look at the calendar. Yeah, but anyway, you can get tickets. I'll link them in the show notes. So if you're listening, just scroll, click, buy tickets. Right there. I did my due diligence with the
well done. Thank you.
Yeah. That's going to be really cool. I'm stoked for that. And it's hard to believe 30 years. It was 20 something when you've been a part of my musical journey for 20 something anyway. Wild. All right. Enough existential dread on my part. Let's get back to the music. So the show coming up on the 28th, the album is coming out. That day will be the first availability of the. I have one in my
We're
hand
taking
right
pre-orders now, and the album will be released officially on February 25th.
Oh, okay. So a couple of days ahead to give people a chance to learn the lyrics.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be super cool. Make sure to go to Cohoes Music Hall. It is a great venue, by the way. The sound in there is really cool, and there's not a bad seat in the house, which I like in a venue. But we're just going to jump right into it and play a song. We played a song from earlier in your career, and now we're going to play something off the new record that is out on the 25th. So what are we going to hear? And I guess tell us a little bit about the song.
This is called Agent of Change. It's the first song on the record, Spirit in the Sound record. We're just super excited about it. It's pretty rocking.
Nice. All right. Well, fuck. Let's check it out. Spirit in the Sound is the album.
Yep.
And then
Agent of
Change is the song.
First tune on the record.
Cool. Well, let's check out Agent of Change, Super 400, and then we'll be right back to wrap it up.
Living gets easy if you can learn how to cast your fears over the starboard bow. It's too quick if you got no backbone, hanging over the edge of the sky. I call your name in the star of my heart and watch it burn till the end of time. Agent of change, you can change my mind. I'm chasing down shadows with holes in my shoes. Nothing can stop me on the brave path to you. Cut down the demons in iron, feed the bones to the vultures and flies. You carve my name in the star of your heart and run back to me with the joyful cry. Agent of change, can you change my mind? Agent of change, can you change my mind? Agent of change, can you read my mind? Agent of change.
All right, that was Agent of Change, Super 400 off the album Spirit in the Sound, which I'm holding in my grubby little hands. I'm actually going to listen to this on the way home because I got about a 40-minute drive, so I'll be able to hear the whole thing. And anyway. But I want to thank you so much for inviting me into your home to do this. This was really cool, and I was nervous on the way down, and you set me at ease right away. So I appreciate that. And before we go, I want to give you the chance to say your gratitude. So Lori, we'll start with you.
Oh, we're just grateful to have the chance to talk with you, Andy, and it's really a pleasure after 30 years to still be doing what we love and making our dreams come true. So thanks to anyone who has been to a show or supported us by buying a t-shirt or an album. And let's pack the place on February 28th. You can also see us super400.com, sign up for our mailing list, which we send out once every month or so. So keep in touch.
You pretty much covered it. So now I have nothing left. And when I get done, then Joe's really not going to have anything left. I'm going to paint you right into a corner.
Oh. No, I would like to thank everybody that's been coming to see us. This is a long time. And it's a lot of the same people that they're like family.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they've been coming to see us since the beginning. And hopefully we'll see them all on the 28th.
And Greg Bell. Thankful for Greg Bell for working with us at the Coast Music Hall and the Coast Music Hall for having us there several times. It's really our favorite place to play, and we're really looking forward to kicking off the album there and our next chapter.
All right, so they are Super 400. I am Andy Scullin. This is Unsigned 518. I'll see you on the road. Unsigned 518 is produced and hosted by me, Andy Scullin. New episodes are available every week wherever you stream podcasts. If you would like to help support the show, please like and subscribe wherever you are listening. Or you could buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/unsigned518. If you would like to advertise on the show, send me an email at unsigned518@gmail.com. And to be a guest on the show, reach out to me through Instagram at unsigned518. Take care of one another, and I'll see you next week.